About a massive sewage spill into a local creek, it has finally been stopped. More than 14 million gallons of raw, untreated waste has flowed into the creek. It's off Wilroy Road, which has been closed to traffic. And that's where we find 10 News Side's Art Kohn this midday. And Art, what's the scene now, and do we know when the road will reopen?
Yeah, good afternoon, Don. Well, you know, as you said, the good news is that the leak has been stopped. That occurred at about 5 o'clock or 5:30 this morning. They were able to get the leak stopped. Now, this process, there's still a long ways to go, because even though there is no more sewage leaking, at least none that we are aware of, it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks to finish all the repairs in here. And I mean, let's go back. If we can go to the video from about 10 days ago, you can see that there was quite a leak in process there. You had almost like a geyser coming up with the raw sewage that was coming out. They estimate that to be that it was putting out about 2 million gallons a day if you do the math from now until the present. But to get to where we're going from here, I have with me the Director of Engineering for the Hampton Road Sanitation District, Bruce Hustleby. Bruce, if you could come in here and talk to us. First of all, bring us up to date on where we are right now.
We were able to insert our line stops at approximately 5 a.m. today. That allowed the flow that was leaking through the pipeline to go into our bypass piping system. That work is underway. We still have a small section to tie in that will happen later today, but at this point we have the flow under control.
Hey, now, you were saying there's still a critical part in this that you're working on right now. Tell me about that.
We have a section of valve and T that's going to be installed later this afternoon that would fully isolate this damaged section of pipe, which would allow us then to begin the work early this weekend and next week to replace the damaged pipeline.
Now, Bruce, this was a difficult situation right from the start, in that the rupture where this pipe is, I'm told it's about 10 feet below the surface, and so it took a while to get to that. And some people were wondering, well, why didn't Hampton Road Sanitation just shut down the pump station and that way no more leak? But you were telling me it's not that simple.
Absolutely not. We have dozens of pump stations that pump into this pipeline. Thousands of homes, thousands of residences. The entire city, downtown city of Suffolk, passes through this pipeline on the way to our Nansemond treatment plant. So there's just no way to physically isolate this flow.
And if you were to shut that off, that could cause other problems for residents. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. You can imagine dozens of pump stations not being able to pump into our pipeline, homes backing up, all sorts of issues, health issues to those homes. We were able to keep this flow at Shingle Creek to minimize the impact of the citizens.
Bruce, I realize your end of this is the engineering aspect of getting this problem fixed, but I know you guys have been working with the health department too, because you know we have an important wetland right here behind us. Tell me about the situation there, what you're doing to look at the water quality, and what you're doing with the health department.
Gladly. We are right now sampling the water upstream and down. We've been doing that for the last few days. We'll continue to do that for the next few weeks until the water quality is improved. We work with the health department. They make the final decision on how to close those shellfish beds, when to open them, and when to make citizens aware of challenges or problems with recreational use in the area.
And I understand from one of the engineers with your contracting service who's helping to repair this, that monitoring of the water quality here goes on a lot, which is an important thing in telling where we are, because it gives you a baseline to operate from, correct?
Absolutely. We want to be able to know when we get back to that baseline. Without that data, it'd be hard to know exactly when all the flow has left, all the sewage has left Shingle Creek, and when things are back to normal. So it's an important thing to know.
Okay, now, until we actually see the leak, see the break, get to where it's happened down there, it's hard to say for sure what caused this, but I've been told it's too coincidental that this happened the day of the storm to say that the storm had nothing to do with it.
Absolutely. Like oftentimes what happens, pressures will increase in our pipeline during these storm events. Also, we were right in the tidal flooding area. The pipeline itself was under a number of feet of water, so the likelihood of some type of damage to the pipe due to the storm or those increased pressures had some impact. Exactly what we don't know. We'll be digging that pipe up here in the next week or two. We'll be able to know the limits of work. We've actually sent a TV camera that's going into that pipe as we speak to try to estimate the exact condition of the pipe, and then we can come up with a game plan. It's much like a doctor analyzing a patient to determine exactly what went wrong.
Finally, real quickly, while you're working on this, Wilroy Road, this portion of it's closed. A lot of people are going to want to know, you know, what is the future traffic pattern going to be here? How much longer will this whole thing be shut off here to traffic?
Can't know for sure. We've estimated 2 to 3 weeks to make this repair. We'll keep everybody up to speed. It'll all be on our website, hrsd.com. We'll work with the City of Suffolk and the Health Department and VDOT on all these issues. But we will be working morning, noon, and night to get this fixed.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it. Bruce Hustleby with the Hampton Roads Sanitation District. Also coming up in our next half hour of midday, I'll have an update for you because yesterday I did a report about how not only the sewage spill, which we don't know for sure that that's directly linked to this one here, but there was a lot of runoff during the storm, and that has forced the Health Department to shut down many of the area river systems to shellfishing, particularly oystering this time of year. We have an important update for you on that, and we'll be bringing that to you in our next half hour. Reporting live from Suffolk, Art Kohn, 10 on your side.